What if the news told us exactly the truth instead of lying to us for profit? Here's exactly what the news would tell you if they were going to tell you the actual news of what is actually going on in the world. Well, let's start off with Americans. I'm an American, and we're fucking with poor countries. Nestle recently, and this wasn't recent, this was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, has been stealing water from poor countries and reselling it back to them. Water that doesn't belong to them. Yeah. Half of the ingredients in the processed foods you eat, you are probably eating right now, give you cancer. 90% of the things that we tell you on television are made up. 5% of them are staged completely. Wait, no, I got that wrong. 55% of them are staged and completely fake. When we let on someone onto the mainstream news to interview them, we don't give a shit what they say. We just want us to look good. Most of the news we make up, so we have stuff to talk about because we don't really even have stuff to talk about. We need to exaggerate what we say because no one actually needs the news. People just need to talk to each other. It actually isn't important for us to help other people in another country because there's a hurricane, because we were dumb enough not to tell you that a pole shift is happening. And when a pole shift happens every 700,000 years, if we've even been alive that long, who knows? How could we know? But we can make up. But how can we know since we've never experienced any of it? Sometimes we have to lie to the public. That way you trust us, you think you're free, and you don't ask any questions. Because if we were to tell you that rich people don't have to pay taxes, if we were to tell you that you're a slave in a society that thinks it's free, then you would panic, and chaos would run wild. We need to lie to you like cattle so we can use you like cattle, so we can pay off the tax dollars that we owe, so the rich can use the money you work hard for and invest it and make more money. If we told the truth to all of you, you would be paranoid as fuck because there would be so much truth and so much paranoia. If only we were to tell the truth of who really owns the medical industry. Why do we promote people going to college? Why do we do all these things? Well, it's simple. We want to control the population. It didn't work before to have people be free, so instead we have to make them feel free by letting them vote, which their votes don't really matter. The electoral college's votes matter. But when we let them be free like that, they think they're free, and they think they get a say in the vote, when really it's planned out months ahead of time. We could tell you that politicians just argue and lie to each other when they're really actually just working together to split up the population into conservatives and liberals. So more people can be named certain things and segregated from other people. When really, we don't really need a liar. Everyone thought Obama was nice, but he actually made a lot of laws behind your back and didn't really tell anyone about it. He just put a fake smile up, big smile, and then he did things behind your back, like started ISIS, funded ISIS, and loaded them with guns. That was proven, yet people ignored it because he was saying things that were nice. See, if we were to tell people that you be nice on the news, but in real life you do things behind people's backs, that would make people angry. We can't tell the truth to people because they'll be paranoid, psychotic, and angry at us. And we don't want that. We need to keep making money off their asses. Because the middle class is dumb enough to keep paying taxes. There is no such thing, there is no law that says you have to pay federal income tax. There is an income tax law, but not a federal one. Because if we were to tell you all that the Federal Reserve isn't actually federal, it's owned by a private entity. You see, when the Federal Reserve needs money, they print it. And to pay off that debt of printing that money, they have to pay the IRS. But we don't want to tell you any of that, because if we were to tell you any of that, you would panic. You would know the truth and then be panicking. It's our job as news anchors to lie to you and make the people who tell the truth look like crazy people. That way no one ever asks any questions and we are completely fine. I'm glad no one's told you so far that the news is actually owned by one of the richest families in the world, which is a part of owning the Federal Reserve. You see, there are a bunch of different companies, but they're all owned by private entities. The 4 richest families on the earth, which are actually now the 7 richest families. But we can't tell you that because we're the news. We need you to feel sad for people in a hurricane. You don't know them. You don't care about them. But we say to you that you do care about them. So you donate this money to them, which is actually going to us. Because fuck you. That's the message we're giving. Passively, though. We don't want to tell you the truth. We don't want you to be free. But I'll tell you the truth. Because I am honest. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, someone in some country just died right now and you never knew them. You never cared about them. You never gave a shit because you didn't know who they were and no one will remember them. But the news didn't tell you that you had to care about that random person you don't know anything about. Remember, kids, that money you donate doesn't go to those people. Tiny, 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 tiny percentage does. The rest gets sent to the people who created that campaign. See, when there's a problem, you make money off of it. There's no money to make if there's no problems. So, as the news again, we have to fuck you over and make you scared. That way, we can profit off your asses. Goodbye.